Good morning, everyone. How are you all today? I hope you're all feeling grand. We've got a gorgeous day down here today. It's really bright and sunny, but it is a little bit chilly. So I'm really glad that I've been absolutely rattling on with all the painting. Excuse me, remnants of the cold on my chest. Yes, I'm really glad I've got so much of that done. Now there's just a couple of little bits and bobs to do today, and then the rest of it's all about the sewing, which obviously I can do at home in any temperature, and I can do it in the evening. So I planned it well, and I'm really glad I did, because in the last couple of days I've had a bit of news about the knee surgery. It seems to have been dragging on forever. So when I saw the consultant back at the beginning of July, he talked about 3 different surgeries. The first to deal with the meniscuses, or menisci, in each knee. The second was to deal with cartilage, and the third was to talk about actual knee replacements, which is further down the line. But this consultant was absolutely convinced that if I had the meniscus removed from each leg, that would remove a lot of the pain I'm experiencing, and also to do with the bend of why I'm not bending so well. So I said, yeah, I'm up for that. Did a bit of my own research, obviously, and just sort of left it there. Then after about 4 weeks, hadn't heard anything, and I thought, because he'd sort of intimated that it would be done quite quickly, so rang my hospital and was told there was a 12-month waiting list. You know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Once you know that something can happen, you just want it to happen straight away. Anyway, long story short, so that meant that we were looking at next August, and I don't want it to be in the summer. It's the height of the garden season. I really wanted it to be over winter, so that, I know, listen to me, I'm like a princess, aren't I? And then I can just sit indoors, the garden can look after itself, I can do sewing, writing, what have you. Anyway, I then had a phone call a couple of days ago from my hospital to say that they were really sorry, but the waiting list has gotten even longer, and now we're looking at 18 months, which would take me back into winter. So I thought, fine, and then I thought, hang on a minute, there are some days where the pain is, I'm not down here, I can't do anything, it's keeping me awake at night. But then they said, there's another hospital quite local to me, would I be happy for them to transfer me over to this other hospital? So I said, yeah, okay, fine. So that was on Wednesday. Next day, Thursday, I get a phone call from the other hospital, and they start to do my medical history questionnaire on the phone with me. So I said to the lass, she's like the admissions nurse, I said, does this mean you're getting ready to see me quite quickly? And she said, oh, I couldn't possibly say. Anyway, this morning I've woken up, gone to the letterbox, and there's a letter from the hospital saying, dear Miss Gregory, we can fit you in, please give us a call. So I've gone from being a bit sort of like, oh, come on, let's get on with it, to now, suddenly the reality. There's a couple of realities. One is that I'm not really very good with pain. I don't think I'm very good with pain, I don't know. But I'm kind of dreading being laid up for, they've said anywhere up to 6 weeks before I'm back to sort of normal activities. I don't know if the garden is a normal activity, I don't know. But on the other hand, my physio seems to think that with all the strength work I've done, that it should be more like sort of about 4 weeks. So I'm nervous about that, but I'm really, 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 really nervous about having a general anaesthetic. Absolutely just hate the thought of someone else being in control of my airway. I actually feel sick just thinking about it and talking about it. And it's crazy because, if you think the number of times I've gone to theatres, walked parents and one of my patients down to theatres, and we're in the anaesthetic room, the child is induced, and I put my arms around the parents and say, they're in the best possible hands, it's it's so safe these days. And I know that in my head. I mean, before I was a bone marrow transplant nurse, I spent 6 months working as a theatre scrub nurse. And I know the safety, all those safety mechanisms that are in place. But it doesn't matter how much I know it, I'm absolutely, I'm beyond terrified of having an anaesthetic. I have had anaesthetics in the past, and yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, so stop being negative, Vivi. This is really good news. Hopefully it means that, well, who knows, it may be in the next few weeks. So I'm going to give them a call straight away and see what it's looking like in terms of the time scale. But what that means is I'm going to try and do as much, like literally every day now until I know the date. I'm going to get down here, do as much as I can, both in the garden and in the shed, get all that kind of physical stuff done. Anything that requires me walking from my house to somewhere else, I'm going to try and crack on and get it all done in the next few days, so that when I do get the call and then I'm coming home and I've got maybe 4 or 5 weeks cooped up in the flat recovering, then I can do all the other stuff like the sewing and writing and reading and eating chocolates and watching black and white movies in the afternoon. No, I won't be doing that. That's not good for my recovery. So, let's crack on with the jobs for today. So, my first job of the day is to put the fixings onto the onion rack so that I can fold it up to the ceiling and keep it in place. And I'm going to use these little teeny tiny bolts, literally one on either side. There, can you see that? Yeah, one on either side like that, and then up here, I'll move the camera a second so you can see. Up here I'm just going to drill a little hole so that the bolt can slide into it and keep it in place. So let's just mark this up where my screws are going to go. It needs to go right near this top edge here in order to fit. So I'm going to drill little pilot holes just because I'm so near the edge that there is a danger that the wood's going to split. And I'm right near a screw there, so I might have to not put a screw there, never mind. And then this is a handy little tip someone told me years and years and years ago, and it's especially useful if you're drilling into plaster or concrete or any other masonry, especially if your decorating's done and you remember at the last minute you need to drill a hole, say to hang a picture or whatever, is to just underneath where you're drilling put an envelope, just stick an envelope to the wall, or if you haven't got an envelope you can make one out of newspaper, and then as you're drilling, any of the, like I say, particularly if it's a dusty job, any of the dust will hopefully fall into the envelope and not onto your beautifully newly painted wall. Right, let's give it a go. Excuse my back for a moment. Actually, let's open the other door, give myself a bit more space. I've had to wait 10 minutes to do this because all the cats have been in and out, God love him. Okay. I don't know whether I'm on with the reverse or not. I don't think my chock's tight enough. Hold on. There we go. Not much because they're only little shallow screws. this is tricky right on the corner. Hopefully that's enough. That one's not, I don't think. Go on, Gertrude, get in there, girl. Alrighty. Put your ratchet on. I've got to say I'm a bit of a hoarder. I mean, I'm a tidy hoarder, but you can see, yeah, things like bolts, screws, door handles, any of those bits of ironmongery, if you like. If I have to throw something away for whatever reason, because it's too rotten or whatever, I always take these bits and pieces off first. So when I say I'm a hoarder, it's not like stuff to the ceiling. It's just in the bottom of a toolbox, keeping all these little fab bits and pieces which will, oops, it's because it's magnetised, come in useful one day. So, yay! I did have some like little swing catches, but actually it was just going to be too awkward to put them up there. Right, let's line it up for the hole. Oh, stupid woman! I'm having Friday the 13th again. I've forgotten to bring the bigger drill bit. I don't even think there's anyone else on site today. If there was someone else on site, I'd go and raid their tool chest. Oh, what a numpty. But yeah, you can see where it's going to go. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm just going to make a mark around the outside of where the bolt is resting to. So in other words, so much for getting all the little jobs done today. Oh well, never mind. I'm going to go and do the other one at the other end, and then go home and get another drill bit. Annoying. See you in a second. So, I've managed to borrow another drill bit from Sean. Sean's got a little toolkit in his shed. Well, he doesn't keep it in this shed, but he's been doing bits and bobs, so I've managed to borrow it. So, if you can hear anything in the background, that's both Rusty having a feed and Sean playing with the kettle. Right, let's get on. Oh, it's a bit of a tight spot. Oh, can I get it in straight in that angle? I might go in that way. Oh, it's proper tricky and awkward. Oh, not far enough. Am I on drill? I am on drill. I think that's enough. What I found, since after having that stupid accident with my wrists, is although I've got pretty much all the flexibility back, just don't have the strength there anymore. Oh, excuses, excuses. Oh, you're so and so. Oh. Take two. Whoever put the drill needs to come down a bit. Oh, this isn't going to be easy. messy. And I forgot to put my envelope there. Oh, fiddle dumplings. Oh, fooey dooey. Let's see if it's anywhere near. There you go. These little teeny tiny jobs, and then they end up being a bit of a faff. But that'll do me. Right, other end, and then a couple of other little jobs. And maybe a cup of tea before I start painting the floor again. It seems awfully dark in here today, doesn't it? I think it's just because it's so beautifully bright out there. It's gorgeous. And that leads me on to another job. So where I left the masking tape on for so long. I got most of it off, but it's left this horrid sticky residue. So I tried with WD-40. That's my kind of go-to with lots of messes. It didn't work. So now I'm trying nail varnish remover. Now, I don't actually wear nail varnish, so I don't possess nail varnish remover. But my neighbour does. Oh, that's going to work. Let's see, there's loads on the outside. You probably won't be able to pick up the detail of it there, but yep, that's going to work a treat. Oh, a bit of elbow grease, Vivi, come on. Gotcha. Problem is, I can't tell whether it's the outside or the... Oh, that's the inside. And then once I've got all the sticky off, I'm going to give the windows a bit of a wash. Probably some soapy water, and then good old vinegar. Stops them streaking and smearing. I told you, I'm on a mission to get all of this finished. Thing is, I don't want to be putting the curtains up whilst there's all this tape everywhere still. It's going to take me a little while, isn't it? Well, what else are you going to do on a beautiful day? Well, maybe just sit and relax for once. I don't know how. Right, leave me to it. I'm going to work on this some more without boring you all with it. I'll catch you in a second. That's up in place. Woohoo! So now it's another coat of paint on the floor. And because finally the temperature is warm enough now. So on that note, oh my goodness, it's so bright, it's gorgeous. I'm going to get on with the painting. And for now, say cheerio to all. I need to go home and phone the hospital and see what's happening. Oh, I'm so nervous. But I'm also excited because the sooner I can get these knees fixed, the sooner I can get on and charge around the garden like a maniac again. Wow, can't wait. Stay well, everyone. I hope you're all well at the moment. Actually, I know at least 2 of you who are recovering from knee replacement surgery, even as I speak. So I hope the recovery is going well. For the rest of you, if you've got this kind of sunshine, get out there and enjoy it while you can. I'll see you all again really soon, I hope. Take care.